Hi, everybody. Can you hear me? Somebody pipe up and say, you can hear me. It's always the question on my mind. Excited to be here. Waiting for you guys to tell me that I'm here. There's a delay between me and you. Yes! The people say yes. That's great. All right. Hi. Welcome to the third and for now last Throwback show. I'm really excited to play this record. And before I do, let's see. A little bit of business. We might still have some basketball outside the window because it's staying late, a lot later than it has been. So if you hear shrieks, that's what's going on. It's fourth graders playing basketball. And they'll be done soon. One assumes. And let's see. As always, the one thing I can't really tell very well, although I've tested it all day, is sound. So if it's really quiet, or if it's really blowing out the speakers, or if you can only hear the guitar and only vocals, or anything like that, please just pipe up. I can see you. Pipe up, and don't be shy. It's like a spinach in the teeth situation. It's better to know. So let me know about that. And I am using a special cable that is supposed to make it look better, although right now, just taking a peek on my phone, it does not look awesome, I have to say. So we're just gonna have to see how it goes. I live in the boonies, and it's there's a lot of great things about it, and super strong internet is not one of them. Yeah, image is bad, right? Why is it bad? Just for starting out, it's bad. That bothers me. Being that there's likely nothing we can do about that. Right, blurry. Why? Okay, stand by. Oh, it's doubling? That's extra bad. Hold on. Wait, I made something just for this situation. Stand by. Let's see if the audio is still doubling, shall we? Because that's one thing we cannot live with. I'm glad I got to at least use my technical difficulties screen. So what does this sound like now? This is a very funny sound check across many time zones, group sound check via the internet. This is the time that we live in. If it doesn't sound like I'm not in a washing machine, if it doesn't sound like I am in a washing machine, we can probably live with that. Video's better too. I love it. Thanks, guys. I don't even care if you're lying to me. I'll take it. All right. Hello. Okay. A couple things. We talked about sound. That was thing one. Thing two, it is an exciting day for me because I just released the new song from my new album, which you may have seen because I had to post all over everywhere about it. So you can check that out, and there's a Bandcamp pre-order going on right now just for early, you might lie to me, yes, early delivery, signed records and all that kind of stuff. There's some extra little bits and boops on there if you are a bits and boops kind of person. So check them out, Bandcamp. And all right, let's see. Nice to see you all over there in the little people side of the screen. Thank thank you for the nice things you're saying. Okay, so we're going to play this album right now. It's from 2006. I have it right here. One of my favorite things about the live stream show is that everywhere that is not visible on the screen can be absolute chaos. And it's okay, because you guys never have to know. Here it is. Beautiful art by Brian Turner of Cricket Press. Gaboosh. And also this cool photo. I know some of you guys just stream and you haven't seen these things, and it's hard to see this right now, but this is a grid of actual Polaroids taken by my friend Star Drucker at the Montague Book Mill, for those of you Western Mass people. And this is a record that's dear to my heart that sort of came about by accident when I was goofing around reading poems one day. And there's a quote that I forget now, and I don't know who it was. Yeah, this is one of those things you should never start saying. But anyway, it's something about like if it's something like if a love is to be unforgettable. Oh God, it's like birds will fly to it and land on its shoulders like a statue or something. Anyway, that's not very inspiring. But what I mean is there was a serendipity around this record right from the beginning that was really fun to just kind of ride. And this is really the first song that happened that started the whole project. And the poem is by Robert Browning, and it's about a Venetian composer named Baldessari Galuppi. Hi everybody. And yeah, I just wrote about this week, but in the poem he's talking about listening to a piece of music by Baldessari Galuppi. I know I said Galuppi Baldessari in the song. It's a long story. That's what he says. I blame him. But anyway, so he's talking about listening to this music and how he can picture the whole scene that music came from, the Venetian sort of party society of the 19th century. And he can picture that vividly while he's reading the poem. Well, he's listening to the music, and so he writes a poem about that. And then I was reading the poem another 100 years later, and I was seeing it again, and I thought that was cool. And then he sort of went to this gloomy poet kind of place with it that I felt like I wanted to revise. So that's what I did, and we ended up with this song. It goes like this. Oh, Galuppi Baldessari, though I never knew your name, it's thanks to Mr. Browning you are with us just the same. Thanks to Mr. Browning, blowing on the flame. Well, here you come with your old music, and here's all the good it brings. They say they lived like this in Venice when the merchants were the kings. And though I never left old Boston, still you showed me everything. Well, did the young folks take their pleasure? Was the ocean warm in May? Did the party start at midnight? Did it roll until midday? And did the ladies bloom like bellflowers every time you'd start to play? Well, I bet that they all loved you, bet they stood around and cheered, saying that's what I call music, good for joy and good for tears. And now let's stop all of this talking, oh, and let it fill our ears with the minor third so bitter, 6 chord like a sigh, suspension, solution, asking must we die, must we die, must we die? And when the 7th says, well, fellas, life might not last, but we can try. So were you happy? I was happy. You're still happy, yes, and you. Then more kisses. Why'd we stop them? And when a million seems so few, well, there's something in that music, Lord, it must be answered to. dancing has adjourned. Well, dust and ashes, so you tell me, and I cannot say you're wrong. Still those dear dead dancing ladies with their hair so soft and long stir a little in their slumbers. Every time we play your song, 'cause the minor third's still bitter, sixth chord makes us sigh. Suspension, solution, asking must we die, must we also die? And when the seventh still says, well, my love life might not last, but we can try. Oh, Galoopy Baldessari, Galoopy Baldessari, oh, Galoopy, oh, Galoopy, oh, Galoopy. All right. I'm glad you like my whistling, because here in this house I get a lot of shit for being a really terrible whistler. I guess it's just all about the company that you keep, but I'm gonna frame that comment. Thank you. Everything cool? Hear everything and all? Everything's great? Pipe up now if we have problems. Feels like it's all right. All right, this one's from a Lord Byron poem. If there's any Lord Byron fans in the house. It's a country song. He may have not known that at the time in so many words. This one out of here. Confuse me. One thing about this record is the band was really great, and Lauren Entris was playing drums, and Paul Kohansky was playing bass, and Kevin Barry was playing guitar, and a few other people were playing as well. But one thing about these songs is that they are a little bit shorter and a little bit less awesome without Kevin to rip some guitar solos. So I'm going to be imagining them. But sometimes I have to just skip the whole solo section because it's not worth it. Sometimes I can just whistle. Anyway, so every time I play this, I just think about Kevin and the amazing guitar that he played on this. You can check that out later. So we'll go no more roving, so late into the night, though the heartbeat still is loving. Still as bright. Well, the sword outwears the sheath, dear. The soul wears out the breast, and the heart must pause to breathe deep and love itself have rest. Made for loving. Day returns too soon, yet we'll go no more roving by the light of the moon. No, we'll go no more roving of the moon. Missy Kev. I wish Kevin was in my house. We could get some good live streams going on at that point. Last time he was in my house, he and my daughter played the most beautiful version of Edelweiss together that I've ever heard in my entire life. It was devastating. It was fatal. Oh yeah, thank you for posting the links. I don't know. I tried to pin them. You can't pin them. They can't be pinned. So if anyone could occasionally sprinkle the tip links, that would be lovely. I'm not going to think about it or talk about it. I'm going to leave it up to you guys. All right, track 3. This is called Light of the Light. It's a Walt Whitman poem. It's really long. It's called Passage to India. It's pages and pages and pages. And it took a long time to write this. I just kept boiling it down. I tried all these different completely different musical formats for it. And I mean, just totally different songs. If I could put them all together, they'd probably last an hour or more, 2 hours. I don't even know on a you know, all the different demos of ideas for the song. But eventually it settled out. He's an enthusiastic guy, Walt Whitman. He's very effusive. We were just reading, my daughter's just been finishing up homeschool, you know, pandemic homeschool, 6th grade, and we've been doing grammar, and we're reading a chapter about overuse of exclamation points, and I was thinking about old Walt, who never shied away from using as many exclamation points as he felt like. There's a lot on this one. We can't wait no longer. We can't wait no more. We can't wait no longer. We can't wait no more. After the darkness, unspeakable high procession, sun and moon, countless teeming stars. We came down from the garden, wandering with our questions. Where this life? Why this restless soul? Who will soothe the fevered children? Who will heal these separations? Maybe even now it's come. steer us to uncharted waters, hoist the anchor, shake out every sail. My brave soul, if they're all the seas of heaven, why should we not go where all maps fail? We've been waiting in this harbor. We were built for deeper waters. Farther, 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 farther now. Light of the light, 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 light of the light. We can't wait no longer. We can't wait no more. We can't wait no longer. We can't wait no more. We can't wait no longer. We can't wait no more. We can't wait no longer. We can't wait no more. All right. That's a fun song. That's a fun song to sing. Feels apropos right now, that song. Oh, right. All right. You guys are funny. Okay, this is from a poem by James Weldon Johnson, who's a Harlem Renaissance poet. And this one came to me through Jeffrey from his old roommate, Mark Olson, who is a great musician who is not in the Jayhawks, but a different Mark Olson. And he had sort of worked on a version of this song before I met him, and I think Jeff had helped sort of with the guitar arrangement a little bit, and then I got my hands on it and changed it some more, so it's kind of a team project between James Weldon Johnson, unbeknownst to him, and then the rest of us. This was on a show in England called, God, what's it called? I still haven't seen it. It's supposed to be really good. Case Histories? Is that a thing? I think it was on that. This has the song. Probably all the British people are in bed right now and they're going to watch it tomorrow. But there's a lot of British people that like this song because of that show. It's weird how sometimes that happens. It's supposed to be good. If you're looking for something to watch in month 4 of your quarantine, then maybe you could check that out. And keep an ear out for this. It's a really loud truck. I'm just going to wait on that one. It's loud and it's really slow. And it's parked. Idling. It's cool. Seems like to me the stars don't shine so bright. Seems like to me the sun has lost its light. Seems like to me ain't nothing going right since you went away. Seems like to me the sky ain't half so blue. Seems like to me that everything wants you. Seems like to me I don't know what to do since you went away, and everything is wrong. The day is twice as long, and the bird forgot his song. Seem like to me I just can't help but sigh. Seems like to me my throat keeps getting dry. Seem like to me a tear stays in my eye since you went away. Since you went away, since you went away. I forgot where I was for a minute. That was nice. Just like a regular show, I keep losing my pick. Here it is. All right, let's see. Should we talk about this song? I don't have to talk about all the songs, but they all have fun things to talk about. We don't have anything else to do. These next two songs, they're two separate songs that I usually play together. I always thought of them as a pair. And they both come from this book by Herman Brock called The Death of Virgil, which I read for in my book club. I used to have a group house in Somerville with 5 housemates, and we had a pretty funny book club. And so one month we read this book, The Death of Virgil, and it was universally unliked by my book club, except for me. I loved it so much, and it had these sentences that were like 11 pages long. So if the phone rang or something in the middle of your sentence, or like somebody came to the door, then God help you. It's not an easy book, but I still recommend it so much. It's really beautiful, and there's a lot about art and being an artist, and sort of the balancing the futility and the usefulness of art in our world, anyone's world, the world of Virgil 80 BC dying in his whatever he was dying on, some version of a deathbed. Anyway, so there's Justin. He's the one who made us read that book. I don't even remember it. Wasn't it you, Justin? And did you like it? I feel like I was the only one who liked it, but maybe you liked it too. I think you did. It's you and me. Anyway, so this book is about Virgil on his deathbed, and he's about to be done with the Aeneid. He's close to finishing the Aeneid, and he is having hi Kayleen. Oh good, I get it. So he's having massive doubts about his masterpiece, the Aeneid, turns out, but at the time it was just the book he was trying to finish, and he was having a freak out that we all, anyone who's ever written anything or tried to create anything, is totally right. That it was Todd. Todd made us read it. Anyway, if anyone who's ever tried to make anything knows that there's this moment where you're like, ugh, this thing is worthless, never mind. So the book is about Virgil having that moment about the Aeneid, and then it's about all these different people in his circle coming in and talking to him about it, and some people are sort of encouraging him to burn it because they don't like, they're sort of the powers that be, and they don't like what it's going to mean for them. And then there's people who are his friends who are like, no, it's imperfect and you have to let it live. And so there's sort of this wrestling, and he ends up saying, nope, it's going to be burned with me when I die. No one's ever going to read it. And then he has a vision sort of thing towards the end of the book where the sentences get even longer, and there's like a little man who's green. And it's a little bit sort of trippy dream sequency, but what he ends up coming out of that with is this idea that that the job of humans on the earth is to attempt to do the work of the gods, and then to fail because we are not gods. We're just sad, imperfect little people. And so we try and we fail, and the trying and the failing and the trying and the failing makes this sort of seam that stitches together the heavens and the earth. And that is what we're here for, says Virgil via Herman Brock. So anyway, he sort of comes to from this vision, and he says, okay, you know, this thing is not what I hoped it would be, but it can live, and let it live. And so then the Aeneid lives and Virgil dies, and a couple thousand years go by, and I write the song. So that's the story. I heard they had a strange conversation the night the poet died. He held his frail head up and said, I think I wish I never tried to dig down through the darkness, to climb up through the blue, because beauty without cruelty, it's ever so much worse than untrue. So let it burn, let it burn, let it burn. Even the divine inspiration of Orpheus' song ends with the singing. The spell can only last as long. Then men fall back in blindness. Streams refill their beds, and wild beast rise back up and spill the blood of innocence. Let it burn, let it burn, let it burn. Let it burn, let it burn, let it burn. And our arms branch out like rivers, and our body fills the world, and the moon hung in our head, and the starry night unfurled. Now are all the waves set to foaming on Ilium's strand, and all my life's labors feel like just a feather in my hand. No more I'll be your keeper or sing these songs for you. Take all these useless verses and please take my useless body too. And let it burn, let it burn, let it burn. And let it burn, let it burn, let it burn. Let it burn. twilight and blindness, all our work is done. We fumble and flail, we try and we fail. We only are what we almost become. It's both our curse and our grace here in this place to reach for heights that we'll never climb, and the distance between the drop and the dream, it's the one little piece of the divine. It's a weak little flame, it's all we got to our name. So why be ashamed? Ought to let it burn, let it burn, let it burn. There's a lot going on during that one. We had the train, we had loud chucks, we had my dog. I'm gonna open the door a little more for her because she doesn't like a closed door. And I did remember to get the squeaky toys off the floor, but I did not remember to take the loud collar off, so. It's verite. It's real life for you guys. At least there's no chickens. 2 weeks ago we had a little chicken incident in the nighttime, but everybody was okay. All right, that's sort of the A side. Whew, let's just take a little breather for a second. It's still light out. It's 8:45. That's something. We got that going for us. I wanted to read a little piece of this poem. Oh yeah. Okay, so this song comes from a poem by George Eliot, and I didn't know that she wrote poems. Obviously, well, not obviously, but I had read some of her novels, but I didn't think of her as a poet. But then I had a pretty weird upstairs neighbor who was nice. We'll stop there. And he left a box of books out on the curb. And it was going to start raining. It did start raining, so I ran out there to see if there was anything good. And I found this. It was right when I was working on the record, and I found this book of an anthology of British poetry. And I found this poem in it, and it seemed to line right up with what a lot of these other songs are talking about. And I'm looking for the part. It's too long to read the whole thing. Oh yeah, this is kind of. I feel like this is what all of us who write anything or make anything are going for. So this is the end of the poem, "Oh, May I Join the Choir Invisible" by George Eliot. She wrote it in 1867. This is life to come, which martyred men have made more glorious for us who strive to follow. May I reach that purest heaven, be to other souls the cup of strength in some great agony, enkindle generous ardor, feed pure love, beget the smiles that have no cruelty. Be the sweet presence of good diffused, and in diffusion ever more intense. So shall I join the choir invisible, whose music is the gladness of the world. Isn't that pretty? All right, I changed it then, of course. Let's see. I printed all these lyrics, but then it turns out my brain remembers them, which is nice. Now that I've said that, I'll forget this one. Oh, may I join the invisible choir? I want to join the invisible choir, made of those sweet immortal voices that lift this world apart. I want to live after I die. I want to live after I die. I want to make a bit of beauty and leave a little light behind. Or be the balm for someone's sadness, the song for someone's gladness, a cup of strength for someone in their fight. Or maybe sweeten an existence, inspire a persistence, or breathe the breath that makes the spark of love burn bright. Oh, may I reach that heaven most high. I want to reach that heaven most high and be a little star shining in someone's darkest night. And be a little star shining in someone's darkest night. Cool. All right. Hi, everybody. The B-side. Okay, this one comes from a poem by E.E. Cummings, and it goes by quick. So, here goes. Anyone lived in a pretty hot town with up so floating many bells down? Summer, fall, winter, spring, sang as didn't and he danced as did. Women and men, both little and small, cared for anyone, not at all. So there isn't, and they reap their same sun, moon, stars, rain. Children guessed, but only a few, and down they forgot as up they grew. Winter, spring, summer, fall, no one loved him more by all. When by now, a tree by leaf, she laughed his joy, she cried his grief. Bird by snow and still by stir, anyone's was all to her. One day anyone died, I guess, so no one stooped to kiss his face. Busy folk buried them side by side, little by little, and was by was, and all by all. Deep by deep, more by more, they dreamed their sleep. No one and anyone, earth by April, with up so floating many bells down. Women and men, both long and day. Summer, fall, winter, spring, reaped their sowing and they went their cane. Sun, moon, stars, rain. Little love song. Not no one and anyone. E.E. Cummings was one of the first poets that I remember loving. I guess in high school, I really got into him. E.E. Cummings and Sylvia Plath, I think, were the two first big ones. I didn't make a Sylvia Plath song. E.E. Cummings' estate was a slight bit of a problem for me. They were the only ones. I mean, most of these were public domain, and weirdly enough, the oldest poem that I worked from, or poems, were the Rumi poems, and those were not public domain because the translations are recent. But Coleman Barks was lovely about using them, and the only one that was at all weird was E. Cummings' estate, and they really made me sweat right before the record was going to press. They still hadn't given me permission, and we thought we were going to have to pull it, but they came through right in the last minute. This one is from an Edna St. Vincent Millay poem called Tavern. I don't think I changed the words of this at all. Maybe I don't think I did. I can't remember at this point. And this one seemed to me like her idea of what heaven would be for the sort of arty weirdos, which she calls in this poem, if I'm reading her right, the gray-eyed people. I'm gonna keep a little tavern below the high hill's crest, where all the gray-eyed people can set them down. Will be plates aplenty, mugs to melt the chill, for all the gray-eyed people who happen sound asleep, the traveler, and dream his journey's end. But I will rise at midnight, the fading fire it's a curious fancy, but all the good I've known was brought to me through two gray eyes a long, long time ago. Was brought to me through two gray eyes a long, long time ago. It's almost 9. Do I look blurry yet? I'm not gonna worry about it. We got a few more. This one I think I actually wrote before I was ever working on the album. Peter Mulvey gave me the idea for a challenge or something. He dared me to write a song from a poem. And so I wrote this one. It's from a Robert Herrick poem. And the poem's called Scare Fire. And apparently Linda's drinking mezcal on the lawn. That's great. That's like our next, tier of the live stream show, is you guys actually just come out and hang in the yard with your cocktails. Confused on this one sometimes. Water, water, I desire. Here's a house made of flesh on fire. Open the fountains and the springs. Come you all with your bucket eggs, bucket eggs. Scare fire, what you cannot quench, you must pull down. Lose one house just to save the town. It's better still that one should fall, and by its burning, risk it all. Water, 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 water. Douse the rafters and the floor. Throw your bucket, take your turn, or just stand back, let the damn thing burn. Water, 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 water. Nothing like that song to make you find out how creaky your chair is. All right. A couple more. Oh, good. The hamsters are holding out. That's great. The hamsters that power my country internet with their little habit trail. I gave them a cable this week. I plugged into a Ethernet cable that's 6,000 feet long, and it's reaching out the door, down the stairs, and to somewhere with better internet. Seems like maybe it works. This one comes from a poem by John Masefield, and it's such a good poem. I mean, a lot of the poems that I did weren't even favorite poems of mine, because it's almost like covering a favorite song is hard to do, because it's already so perfect. You love it so much already. You just don't want to mess it up. And anyway, this one's pretty perfect as it is, but it didn't stop me. I must go down to the sea again. The lonely only sea and the sky, and all I ask is a tall ship and a star to steer by, star to steer by. And the wheels kick and the wind song, and all the white sails shaking, and a gray mist on the sea's face, gray dawn a breaking, gray dawn a breaking. I must go down for the call of the running tide. It's a wild call and a clear call, and it can't be denied. And all I ask is a windy day with all the white clouds flying, and the flung spray and blowing foam, and the seagulls a crying, all of the seagulls crying. I must go down to the vagrant gypsy life, to the gull's way and the whale's way, where the wind's like a whetted knife. And all I ask is a merry yarn from a laughing fellow rover, and a quiet sleep and a sweet dream when the long trick is over, when this long trick is over. All right, well, that's almost the whole thing. We got one more song. And looks like there's a lot of sailors. Thank you guys so much for showing up for this and for the other shows in this little series. It's been really lovely to do on this end, and I'm glad if it's been a diversion for you guys and the ongoing weirdness, which appears to be staying with us for some time. So I'm going to take a break for now on these throwback shows, but I know that there are fans of other records who have been hassling me, and so maybe we can do another little run at some point, a little bit down the line, whenever it seems like the right time next. I appreciate you listening and commenting and keeping me company, and throwing tips in if you can, and throwing and not if you can't, and share with people and whatever. Check out the new song which came out today from the new record. The song is called Wind's Gonna Find a Way. The record is called Long Day in the Milky Way, and I'm really excited about it, and the whole thing's gonna come out in August, but the first song is out today, so you can listen to it. There's a pre-order up on Bandcamp where you can pre-order advance copies of the new record and various other little things. All right, and hang in there and keep on looking out for each other, and I'll see you soon here in this little world, and we'll end with this, which is always a great note to end on. It's a song that comes from a few different poems by Rumi that I sort of crammed together and mashed up into one song. Yeah. Rumi is always a place that I go when I'm looking for joy, and that's definitely what he gave this song. Little does he know. Or maybe he does, who knows. Anyway, see you soon. This is called Everything is Music. Oh, and this is usually a big sing-along, so please, this is your moment to really go for it because no one can hear you. So, do your worst. Well, we've come to the place. Oop, nothing. Where everything is music. Everything is music. Oh, everything is music. Yeah, we've come to the place where everything is music. Everything is music. Let it play, let it play. Tell me, why do you stay in jail? You know, this sounds pretty good, but this is not the right key. And this is the right key, and we're all going to be happier. I am, and you are singing along. So let's just wipe that minute or so from our memory. Well, we've come to the place where everything is music. Everything is music. Oh, everything is music. Yeah, we've come to the place where everything is music. Everything is music. Let it play, let it play. Tell me, why do you stay in jail when the door is wide open? The door is wide open. Hey, the door is so wide open. Tell me, why do you stay in jail when the door is wide open? Let the beauty that you love be what you do, what you do. Stop talking now and open up the window, the one right there in the middle of your heart. Let go your hands and sit down in this circle. You know you got no need to keep yourself apart. Well, today you wake up sad and empty. Don't go back to sleep. Well, don't go back to sleep. No, don't go back to sleep. Well, today you wake up sad and empty. Don't go back to sleep. There's a million ways to kneel and kiss the ground. Kiss the ground. Don't worry now about saving all these songs when there's so many more just waiting to be found. And if all these instruments could disappear, we would still hear something coming up from way down in the ground, and it would sound like a lot of people in different places looking at their computer screens, kind of totally together but totally apart at the same time, singing without fear because no one can hear them except their next door neighbors, raising their voices all across the internet to sing. We have come to the place where everything is music. Everything is music. Oh, everything is music. Yeah, we've come to the place where everything is music. Everything is music. Let it play, let it play. Yeah, we've come to the place, come on, where everything is music. Everything is music. Oh, everything is music. We have come to the place where everything is music. Everything is music. Let it play, let it play. Ooh, everything is music. Let it play. Ooh, everything is music. play. I feel sure there was some really nice singing going on. Oh, thanks, you guys. It's been special. And I'll see you soon out there in the world. And until then, thank you. Take care of each other and keep at it. And I'll see you soon.